Hi, it's Pastor Paul L. Anderson here at the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, where we believe God's blessings never stop flowing. It is Terrific Tuesday, a day and a time in which all of us can thank God for the wonderful ways He has blessed us and how He keeps us every day. You know, on this day, you and I, we should always be praising God for the wonderful things He's doing because we're right near the middle of the week. Today at Hebrews, the 12th chapter, verses 3 through 13. I want to pick up a little bit from yesterday as we had this whole episode of talking about faith and how God is able to move. You know, we must also remind ourselves in Hebrews 12, 3 through 13, it says, think of all the hostility He endured from sinful people, and they won't become weary and give up. After all, you have not given your lives in the struggle against sin, and you have forgotten the encouraging words that were spoke to you by His children. He said, my children, don't make light of God's discipline. You know, our text is powerful because it begins to address the issue of discipline. You know, whenever I think about the word discipline, I look into the root of the word and I find the word disciple, which comes from it. You know, discipline and disciple means one who is disciplined in the teachings that have been given to them. Now, this text begins to talk about discipline. It says that the Lord disciplines us and the Lord corrects us. Oftentimes, you and I, we believe that we should just live life and everything is going to be fine. No, the text reminds us the Lord loves those who He disciplines. And if He disciplines us, it means that we are His child. Oftentimes, you and I, we go through life without being redirected, without being disciplined. And I believe that's the reason it seems that much of our world today has gone off the track. There's so many people who have gone down several avenues because somebody didn't pull them back. Somebody didn't remind them. What are the bases of our faith? What are we supposed to be doing? You know, whenever you and I hear of a child who is not being disciplined, we can't help but wonder what kind of parents do they have. You know, if God doesn't discipline us, it means that we are illegitimate children. We are not really His. So if we find ourselves in a place in life that we're not where we should be, God is going to reprimand us. God uses this as a moment to keep us back on track. Well, you know, we saw discipline just a little bit over a month ago in the Olympics. Everyone who participated, they had to have a regimen of doing what they needed to do in order to enter the race and finish and cross the finish line. There were those who were swimmers. They had to stay in their lane. There were those who were runners. They had to stay in their lane. There were those who did so many different things. They had to stay in their lane. And whenever there's a violation, you will find out there's a discipline. There's a reduction. Something is diminished. This text begins to remind us the Lord loves us and He wants to discipline us in order that we might be able to enter the race and finish. That means you and I, we have to sometimes tell ourselves, I know that appears that it looks good, but it's not good for me. The Lord wants us to know that His discipline comes to keep us on the right path. This text reminds us that when God disciplines us, it's a time that we should say that we are loved. Just like in the natural, our children know we discipline them because we love them and we want to see the best outcomes for them. Oh, Mark tells us to mark out a straight path and let your feet know that when you are weak, the lame will fall, but become strong. You and I must put our faith and our trust in God. And whenever we feel like we're going to give up, let's trust in God and He will upgird us. Today, I want you to know the Lord wants to hold you up. The Lord wants to keep you and the Lord wants to deliver you. Always know you're exceedingly and abundantly blessed. God has a great blessing in store for you. Take the Lord with you everywhere you go, and we'll see you again on tomorrow.
To sow a seed to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, visit our newly redesigned website, thefountainofraleigh.org, and select Sow a Seed from the homepage. Also, giving has been made easier with the new Fountain of Raleigh app, available now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download today, select Giving from the main menu, and then follow the directions to complete your giving through Subsplash.
Thank you so very much for all of your gifts and donations that you've given to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship. We thank you for what you've done in the past, what you're currently doing, and what you will do in the future. Your gifts and donations helps us to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, not only locally, but throughout the world. Thank you again for your gifts, and may God continue to richly bless you. It is here at the Fountain that we believe that we are exceedingly and abundantly blessed, and may you receive those blessings that God has in store for you.